Welcome back. So now we're going to talk in this topic about the variety of different questions. As I have already explained this to you about the questions, the real exam questions types are one of those are situational where you really need to figure that out how you are going to answer. As in this scenario I have explained to you, meet with the team and identify alternative would be the best option. The reason for that is because you are a project manager, you are hired to find the solutions. You will see so many risk problems, but you are supposed to find a solution for those problems. No matter what you're doing, the project has to be on your schedule and the cost has to be the perfect. You can't exceed on the cost and you can't delay the project at any cost. It should not be. The questions with two or more right answers. In exam, you might gonna see few questions like this or many questions like this where you can say, oh, this option can be an answer too, and another can be an option and an answer too, and they both could be correct. But as you really have to train your mind to answer the question in a right way. So in this course you will see so many questions like this where you can think about it that two can be the right answers for this particular question. But if you will practice those questions beforehand, before you go to the exam and see those questions on an exam, if you have trained your mind on how to answer those questions, is the only way you would be able to achieve the results. Questions with made up terms. Many people taking the exam expect that the terms used as choice to mean something, but that's not the case. Exam often ask or include a kind of the terms which are not you're not even familiar with. If you are many people taking an exam expect that the term used as a choice to mean something, but that's not the case. Exam often includes those. So let's take an example for that. The ongoing definition of a project as more information become available to the team is called what? Scope validation, strategic planning, progressive elaboration, quantitative elaboration. Well, just try to think about it, what it is trying to say. So it is saying the ongoing definition of a project as more information become available to the team. What it calls? Obviously, it's going to call the progressive elaboration because the more information is keep coming to them, more information. Just try to think from a right brain what can be the answer. It is saying the project is going, moving, it's ongoing, and more information is coming. Obviously, if more information is coming, what do you call that kind of process? It would be progressive elaboration. They're doing a progressive. It can't be quantitative because they're not talking about the numbers at all. It can't be scope validation because the scope validation has to be done by the stakeholder. In this question, D part is not even a real answer. So you really have to think and train your mind before you go and see the exam with the questions like this. Questions where understanding is very important. For example, the process of decomposing deliverables into smaller, more manageable components is to complete one. Well, I want you to think of it. The process of decomposing deliverables into smaller, more manageable parts. What do we call this? You might think that it can be D, but just to let you know, the answer for this would be C, which is cost estimates can be developed for each work element. Why? In order to answer this question, you need or must understand the terms used, including the concept of the decomposition and what value this technique has the project management process. If you just know the definition, you would answer D. But if you know the whole concept behind the decomposition and how the decomposing work, you're gonna choose the answer C. That's why I'm saying train your mind before you go and see the exam with the surprise questions. I don't want you to fail. I want you to succeed on your first attempt. The next question can be question with a new approach to a known topic. Like an example, there will be, yes, looks like I have repeated. Okay. So there is a question, I would say, when managing, let's talk about this question. When managing a project, which of the following is the best order to deal with the problems that arise? When you're managing a project as a project manager, what are you going to do? Just think about it, and I want you to let me know. Actually, I really want you to think in your mind. What are you going to do? Do you going to go to team management and then resource manager? Or are you going to go to the team management or customer? Or are you going to handle it by yourself and go to the customer and go to the management? Or are you going to resolve problem with the resource you control, go to the resource manager and to the customer? So the answer for this would be number D. The reason the questions is saying, what are you going to do when you're managing a project and there is a problem? Well, you will try to solve it by yourself, and you will take the help of the team you have. You will take the help of the resources you have because you're a project manager. And then you will go to your resource manager, the managers above you, and then you will go to customer, because you can't go to the customer before you go and talk to your management. That's it. So try to solve it by yourself first and take help of your team, which you're managing a team. You are a project manager. Then you're going to go to your resource manager, the managers above you, and you're going to tell them, well, that was a problem and I do have a solution for that. We have created a solution. And then after you discuss that with the project managers, you're going to go to the customer to explain them that our company has come up with this solution. So this is how it works. So you really need to train your mind. So the next thing I would like to explain this to you. In exam, you might gonna see the excessive wordy questions. Instead of saying the project is behind, the exam might say and phrase this: the project float was 0 and has recently gone to negative. It means the project is behind the schedule. Whenever the float is 0 and it is in negative, it is behind the schedule. If it's in positive, you are ahead of the schedule. You're not gonna know about these difficult terms unless you know the concept behind this. So it is very important to understand the concept. There is one more example. The exam can, instead of saying the team is not reporting properly, the exam could say the team has lost the sight of the communication management plan. Well, team report only when they have a proper communication management plan. If they lost it and they don't know what is written in the communication management plan, they would not be able to report properly. So the concepts behind this has to be clear. That's my all goal is, if you are going through this course, try to understand the concepts, and if you have any problems, just drop a question and your query. We would be able to help you out over here for sure, 100%, because as long as your concepts are clear, you would be able to clear this exam. It is all based on the real life scenarios, and I wish you good luck for your journey to complete this course so that you can complete your exam. Thank you and all the best.